Díomh Accorda, agus fáilte, is Misha Emer Hart. I am the YPCE officer, and you're all very welcome to this presentation. This presentation will focus on YPCE commissions, the Young Ensemble Scheme, known as YES, Arts in Early Learning and Care and School Age Pilot, and the YPCE Residencies. And just to help us get underway, I would invite you now to watch this short trailer with us that sets out the context of YPCE and what we're talking about today.
The Arts Council is the national agency for developing the arts in Ireland.
Is Mina sin Cuorla Alín na Halín and Aaron at Herbert.
We want to make sure children can make, share and enjoy all kinds of art.
The arts include
Dausa, Kyo, Skelta,
Poetry, film,
painting,
putting on plays, going to shows, making and building
a Dara, a Crahun,
and much more.
Children have the right to participate in cultural life and the arts. This is part of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child.
Ta Dúgashi Agin Chartan Lani Akosin.
Planning and providing for children and young people is part of the Arts Council's 10-year strategy.
Marn and Stratesh Gafihe Kuig. Huggin and Cuorla Alín, Arrogate Donna Hallentori,
who make art by, with and for children and young people. The Arts Council also works in partnership with government departments, local authorities and others
who can help children take part in the arts.
The Arts Council invests in research
to learn about children's participation in the arts.
They encourage children and young people to share their ideas.
Find out how you can get involved
at
artscouncil.ie.
So that's just a short trailer that we put together last year. So on our screen here, the next slide, in the centre there is our strategy. This is Making Great Art Work. This is our 2016 to 2025 strategy. And within that, it includes under Objective 8 to plan and provide for children and young people. So this is set out as a very serious priority for the Arts Council. You'll see on screen there as well, we have two additional policies. The top one there on the right is paying the artist around fair and equitable pay. And we've also got the policy around the Arts Council, equality, human rights and diversity policy and strategy as well. So you'll see our awards and our guidelines speak to all of these. So they are available on our website, www.artscouncil.ie, for your reference. So as I set out at the start, we will focus on these 4 awards that appear on your screen. So starting with the YPCE Commissions Award, the closing date is the 23rd of February, and the maximum amount awarded here is going to be €15,000. With the Young Ensemble Scheme, we have the closing date on Thursday, the 2nd of March. A maximum amount awarded there under Strand 1 is up to and including €10,000. And under Strand 2, it is up to and including €25,000. Moving on then, we have the Arts in Early Learning and Care and School Age Childcare Pilot. The closing date is also the 2nd of March. You may apply for €20,000 or for multiples of €20,000 up to a maximum of €80,000 if you wish to deliver the pilot across multiple regions and settings, and we'll speak about that later on. And finally then, we will focus on YPCE Residencies. The closing date there is the 7th of April, and there's a maximum amount award of €20,000. All of our awards have a closing date of a Thursday at 5:30. So I won't get into these, they're available on our website, but we really wanted to share some additional opportunities that are coming up. Again, if you want to have a look at our funding schedule on the Arts Council website, all is available there, along with guidelines are generally released closer to the deadline time. You can contact YPCE at artscouncil.ie at any time if you've got any questions. So very important, as an outset, if you wish to apply to the Arts Council, you need to register on our online services, our OLS. And it can take up to about 5 days to process your registration, especially during times of high volume of applications. You can register as an individual contact or as an organisation. For some applications, for example, the YPCE Residencies, that would be a joint application coming in from an individual or an arts organisation, an individual artist, and or arts organisation, or a host institute. So you'll see there, it could be an organisation or an individual ARN, your artistic reference number. Once you have access to that, you can go onto our website, onto our OLS, and download the various different application forms once the window for applications is open. If you need any support around access, you should email access@artscouncil.ie, and we will endeavour to give you whatever support there. We do say to contact us at least 3 weeks before the deadline, but please reach out to us at any time. So looking firstly at the Commissions Award, and this is looking at the YPCE Commissions Award, because when you download the guidelines, they cover various 2 strands, and various other teams feed into that as well. So today we're looking specifically at the YPCE Commissions Award. So I won't read through everything that appears on the screen. I will reference some of the points, but all of these slides reference the guidelines, okay? So just to note with the YPCE Commissions Award, and also this is relevant for YPCE Residencies, which we will be talking about at the end as well, the Arts Council support is primarily to cover artist fees. So within this award, it's up to €15,000, and that is to cover the artist fees. And then the commissioner, or later on, when we'll talk about the host in the context of the residencies, additional costs should be covered by within the proposal by the commissioner or the host. Okay, so the guidelines list the types of commissions that we'd like to prioritise. As I say, I won't read through them all, but what we are really interested to see is new collaborations that push the artistic practice of artists and the commissioning organisation, and commissions that lead to the development of ambitious, high-quality artistic work that resonates with the people in the setting in which it is being commissioned, and which will also be appreciated by the wider public. As always, young people's voices is paramount throughout the process, and it's important, very important here. So diversity is also a priority in terms of the children and young people and the artists that are involved. We are interested in commissions that leverage additional investment. For example, your organisation might be able to provide really good in-kind support, which together with the artist fees from the Arts Council will really add value to the proposal and to the development of the arts. Agus tá na trílónta go léir fáil trú Gaeilge Comá, mar a bheicfí sibh fáiltín a chóirla a lín go háirithe ribh comisiún a bhanan le halaíontóirí ag obair sa Gaeltacht nó trí Gaeilge. So we're going to move on to the Young Ensemble Scheme. So what is Young Ensembles? So the Young Ensemble Scheme is there to provide an opportunity to young people between the ages of 10 and 24 to create ambitious and original work. I don't think we've even all of the art forms listed across here, but it can be any of these art forms, from circus right through to dance, digital media, traditional arts, or it could be a combination of any of those. And just going back to that point around youth voice, the proposal should be youth-led and nourish support youth leadership in the arts. And we're looking for high quality artistic process. And again, youth voice must be hugely evident within this proposal, right through from the early stages, right through delivery to documenting and evaluating. Agus mar a dúirt mé hana tá na trílónta go léir fáil trú Gaeilge ar sibh www.artscouncil.ie. So we'll prioritise applications that, again, they give the young people a valued role in developing the proposal, as we said earlier, right through to the delivering and the documenting of the proposal. And we're looking for youth-led, or that will actively support and develop youth leadership in the arts. That's really massively important. And that the artistic quality and experience is of a very high standard, and it gives the opportunity for young people to work at a very high level with fellow artists working at a very high level as well. So with the Young Ensembles scheme, we've got 2 strands. Under strand 1, you can apply for up to €10,000. Now this is for new or established ensembles. And then moving on over to strand 2, that can be between €10,000 and up to and including €25,000. So this really sets out the stall for I suppose further ambition, and it's for established ensembles that have already a proven track record. But it allows them, that particular group, to maybe aim that little bit higher and go for something, a bigger project, more ambitious. And you must clearly make it very clear within the application through context that what your reason for applying to strand 2. We reserve the right to sometimes switch an application that has applied to strand 2 that we feel is feasible under strand 1 and is more suited there. If you are unsure, just contact the team YPCE at artscouncil.ie and we will be more than happy to discuss this with you. So I'd like to speak now on the Arts and Early Learning Care and School Age Childcare Project, pilot scheme rather. So we're really delighted to introduce this new pilot initiative, which is a partnership with the Department of Children, Equality, Disability, Integration and Youth, and it will be overseen by a steering group of other policy partners. The pilot will support artists and arts organisations to work with early learning and care settings and school-age childcare settings. The Department of Children has published draft principles for engaging with the arts in early learning and care, and this pilot will help to explore and develop those principles. The pilot is open to artists and arts organisations with a track record of delivering high quality arts in early learning and care. So we'll just draw your attention to some of the bullet points here on the screen that give further information and context to this particular pilot scheme. And again, you can contact us if you have any further questions. YPCE at artscouncil.ie will reach us. So the call for applications document is available on our website. It's not on our main funding page, rather it's on our early childhood arts page, which is available on the YPCE section of the Arts Council. So please have a read of that document. It's a short document that outlines further the criteria. And if you're interested in applying, will be of most use. We are aiming to support a small number of partnerships between artists, arts organisations and early learning and care settings, and some school age childcare settings in different regions of the country. We are hoping to include a diversity of settings and that of artists and art forms in the pilot. So you should make the application through online services, as I mentioned earlier on. If you are not registered on our OLS online services website, you should do that right now. And you need to make sure that all required supporting material, including examples of work and the projected budget, you'll see also available on our early childhood arts page. We have a document, an income and expenditure document, which you will also need to complete. And there's a template for this on the website, as I just said. So, mar a dúirt mé hana, maris gná tána trílónta fáil tríghailge cumá, tásúla gin go mbeidh a laid siomh alíontóra agus agriachta agus cór amtíorta ann ina mbeidh ag obair trísúil gailge. So moving on finally to look at the YPCE residencies. So YPCE residencies support artists or arts organisations to spend an academic year in residence in a higher education institution in Ireland that provides initial teacher education, primary, it could be primary, post-primary or further education, and or a recognised qualification in early childhood education and care. And these residencies are open to all art form and all arts practice areas. So the residencies, they provide opportunity to the artist to develop their skills and experience and practice in a brand new setting. And in turn, this also provides an opportunity for teaching staff, lecturers in initial teacher education and early childhood education and care to engage with the practicing artist. So there is a great opportunity there. Also, this adds great support to future teachers and early years educators to engage with practicing artists as part of their learning experience, and support further teachers and early years educators to develop the skills and the confidence to facilitate arts experiences in their various settings and to champion the arts. So just some information here, residencies should take place within a 12-month period beginning in 2023. And residencies may include some remote aspects. So not all of the residencies needs to or should or always takes place physically present on the campus. So some further information there, and this will probably speak around the Memorandum of Understanding and additional information that we will require when you apply to the residencies. It's really important to agree and have an understanding around how you're going to collaborate and how this residency is going to work. And that can include around what time and breaking it down that way, what will be the logistics around all of that and how it should happen. And just paying attention to sufficient time and resources to plan, to collaborate, and to document and reflect on shared learning. If you are awarded funding across any of the schemes I've spoken about, there will be further support and information on the other side of that as well. So who can apply? The scheme is open to higher education institutions that provide initial teacher education, as well as higher education institutions that provide courses leading to a level 7, 8 degree. They're all available in our guidelines, which are available on our funding page. So just look up YPCE Residencies. And some information here around access costs. So in addition to the maximum amount that is permitted, the Arts Council will also consider access costs specifically relating to the making of work by artists with disabilities. So if you need further information on this, you can include a line in your budget, and you can email access@artscouncil.ie. So any information that you need there, if you need any assistance, just let us know. So getting started, you should read through the guidelines thoroughly, the objectives of the award, support and documents, eligibility and criteria. Give yourself plenty of time to submit your application. Ideally, submit about 48 hours before the deadline. Communicate clearly what it is about and how it will be made answer to the objectives of the award. And you can also, whether you're successful or you're not successful, you can request a copy of the assessment that was done on your application. The main line here for the Arts Council is 016180 or the email address I have mentioned a couple of times there, ypce@artscouncil.ie, if you've got any questions. So our general advice we would say to everybody is that several people will be involved in making a decision about your application. So you should be clear, concise and unambiguous. And don't assume that the assessors will know your work, and treat each application as if it was your first. And make it sure it's very, very clear as to why you're doing this and what it is you're doing. And it's actually a very good idea to have somebody else read over your application. If you have any support material that you need to include, whether they are letters of support or memorandums of understanding, please make sure these are included. And always relate your proposal back to the award priorities, objectives and criteria. Some common mistakes: not reading through the guidelines. It's a last minute application, no supporting material, or not meeting the criteria of the award. Just some information here on screen for you that might be of use. Our Arts Council address, contacting the staff for YPCE is ypce@artscouncil.ie, and some further information there around how to get technical support on the day of a deadline or leading up to a deadline. So, Shin gur of Mila Mahigov Galer, I'll stop sharing now. Thank you so much for watching in. If you've got any questions at all, just contact us, ypce@artscouncil.ie. Is Misha Emer Hart, gur of Mila Mahigov Galer. Slán.